Loyal.
Influential.
Kind-hearted.
Here comes Gillies. He shoots, he scores!
The enforcer.
Clark Gillies around Barnes.
Humble.
Humble.
Legend.
Hockey Hall of Fame is pleased to induct Clark Gillies in the player category.
Gregarious.
Giving.
Giving.
Generous.
And caring.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's rock this barn.
You know, Clark did something that a lot don't do. Clark came from Canada, Saskatchewan, and he came to this island. He delivered 4 Stanley Cups, Hall of Fame hockey player. You know, this dynasty, he didn't leave, he stayed. And they give back to the community. And what he taught is to give back to the community that you've had success in. And that's what I always tell people who worked for me, my own kids, is give back to the community that's given you so much. So that's something that Clark taught me.
I've been on the board of a lot of charity organizations, and I have to say this has been one of the most fulfilling because it's grassroots, Long Island oriented for children, and the impact we've made in the 21, 22 years I've been on the board has really been astounding.
I learned a lot that, you know, we have to be thankful for what we have and realize that there are people out there that aren't as fortunate as we are, and whatever we can do to help them in any way, just make their lives a little bit easier is a special gift that we have.
For the last 11 years, Pop Earth has created a space for health and wellness holistically for people with autism and special needs. We were thrilled that the Clark Gillies Teaching Kitchen was named after him, and we did the Islanders colors. We were even more thrilled when you guys had a chance to walk the space and decided that it was worth it to put his name on the front of the centers. We're hoping for a Nassau location for the Clark Gillies Center for All, and we're hoping to actually grow the amount of people that we can help.
So the Morgan Center is a preschool program for children with cancer. It's a not-for-profit. My husband Rod and I created it 20 years ago in honor of our daughter Morgan. Morgan was diagnosed with leukemia at a very young age. When Morgan began kindergarten, we opened up the doors of the Morgan Center. So we are able to give this preschool experience to other children and their families, and to give them a sense of normalcy that Morgan could not have. The Morgan Center is free of charge to the families. We know they have a lot to deal with, so we provide this service to them. The Clark Gillies Foundation is the major supporter and sponsor of the Morgan Center. This support has helped hundreds of children battling cancer and their families. Clark loved to come to the Morgan Center. He would come and play Santa during the holidays. He would come at Halloween and hand out candy. He would participate in graduation. He would just love to come and read to the children. But most importantly, Clark loved to be silly with the children and make them laugh. And you should have seen him do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. It was a favorite.
The relationship with the hospital started 15 to 20 years ago when my predecessors, 3 CEOs ago, took Clark to lunch and asked him if he would support the hospital. And in true Clark fashion, he didn't hesitate. He said, sure, right away. And since then, the relationship has only grown. Clark Gillies and the Foundation are one of the largest benefactors of Huntington Hospital. And because of the contributions of Clark Gillies and the Foundation, we now care for almost 10,000 pediatric emergency room visits in the pediatric emergency room that bears his name, and almost 400 inpatient admissions to the pediatric unit that bears Clark's name. You know, Clark is missed by our patients, our staff, and the community. He would dress up on the holidays and come deliver gifts to the children. His last visit with us before his passing, he met with the staff, the nurses and the doctors from the pediatric emergency room. And he shared his story of how he started and why he started the foundation. And this big bear of a man, as he told the story, you could see him choking up and his eyes glazing over. And there wasn't a dry eye left in the conference room after Clark told his story and how committed he was to this mission. Clark and the Foundation's support this year has allowed us to connect to Cohen's Children's Hospital with telehealth. So our pediatric patients that come through the emergency room will get admitted now have access to the #1 children's hospital in the state. We all miss them.
Stephen has always been a loving and very excited child, but he is unaware of a lot. He does not have any self-protection kind of reflexes. He's had to have a lot of therapy in order to do that. He doesn't, he's working on a very young toddler's level. We are looking to do whatever and anything we can do to keep Stephen home, make it a home for Stephen as long as we can. And that meant doing a lot of modifications to our home. We've done some. We've received help from the Clark Gillies Foundation, which is helping us continue those modifications and helping us make spaces for Stephen that are safe and functional. And will also help us with the care of Stephen as we get older and as he gets older and times out of the school programs.
We're very grateful because we're not alone, and it's huge.
You don't know what alone is until you have a kid like this, because it's hard. It's really hard. Nobody gets it. I'm sorry.
And we all were very committed to continuing his legacy, and the opportunity to do that and to spread his message for many years to come is extremely important to all of us who are close to the foundation. But I think with the causes that we go after, it helps everyone else who does give at the golf outings or the events that we have. So we appreciate the support, and we hope that this continues for a very long time.
In the last 25 years or so, we've really partnered with some larger organizations to do some significant things, like the Pediatric Emergency Department at Huntington Hospital, the Morgan Center, etc. And those have all been incredibly worthwhile ventures. Since Clark's passing, we as a board made the decision to get more back to the grassroots level. And we're now focusing on smaller charitable organizations that need our help, where we can make a bigger impact. And I think that's why now more than ever it's important to support the Clark Gillies Foundation, because we're getting back to the grassroots causes that Clark was passionate about.
We have an aggressive group on not only my board of directors, but the committee that we have, and they're all in this for the same reason. They want to continue to help children, and as long as we have that belief and the will and the drive to do that, we will continue to do that.